explain, first of all, a bit more about what's actually going on at Twitter HQ.
It's hard to keep up, isn't it? It's been such a soap opera over the last few weeks since Elon Musk took over. Well, what happened earlier this week is he sent out this extraordinary email to all staff, basically telling them that if they didn't want to be what he called hardcore, which seemed to be working all hours God sends, really devoting yourself entirely to the company, then they might as well leave. He gave them this choice. He gave them a deadline of Thursday, yesterday in San Francisco. And the alternative was to take 3 months severance pay. And it seems quite a lot of them found this pretty attractive. And have been talking about going and have been going. There's a hashtag love where you worked, which I'm watching, where they sort of celebrate their careers at Twitter and say how great it was and how now they're leaving. And that, it seems to have sparked this decision to close the offices, because I think the suggestion is there was some concern that people might maybe do things before they left that were not in the interest of the company. So close the offices, wait till Monday, start again afresh.
And
But
the
it's
hashtag RIP Twitter is also trending. I mean, Elon Musk has already sacked around half of the staff. He's now got hundreds more who've either decided to go or been locked out. I mean, are there enough people there to keep the platform going?
Well, he obviously felt there were far too many, that it was a business with a lot of cost in it, which was true. It's always struggled to make money. But it seems to have been incredibly random. I mean, there are two views of this. There's a huge sort of crowd of Elon Musk admirers and supporters who say, there's method behind this. It's a kind of ninja move, a clean slate, start again with people who are really in tune with Elon. And the other view, which I have to say I tend towards, is this is just completely random. And he's waded into this business without really understanding how it works and how, for instance, the main job of running a social network like Twitter is moderation. And he's got rid of the very people who understand that and know how it works.
Elon Musk, of course, is a fantastically successful multi-billionaire businessman. But do you think he simply failed to understand what he was taking on when he took over Twitter? Because there now do seem to be doubts about the very survival of the platform.
Well, of course, the really dangerous thing he's done from the point of view of the business is to alienate a lot of the big advertisers. They've taken fright, and it was already difficult getting the levels of advertising that Twitter needed to survive and prosper, and now it's got a whole lot harder. He says that things are going fine, that there's record use of Twitter at the moment. And I have to say, as somebody who's been on the platform for 15 years, I'm using it more than ever. But I think it's more of a case of people coming to watch the show, getting their popcorn, sitting down and thinking, what happens next? And what happens next could be that the whole place starts falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, you're still on Twitter. I'm still on Twitter. Apparently, though, many other users are signing up to other platforms that have to confess I'm not yet particularly familiar with, like Mastodon. I mean, is there a risk that Twitter users, of course, which are completely vital to its survival, find another forum? And presumably, as soon as you get a certain mass of people who are using some other website, then that'll be the site that people turn to.
I think it'll be very difficult to find another platform in a hurry. Yes, there are lots of people joining Mastodon. I've joined it myself. I've sort of got it as an insurance policy, but it will not, certainly in the short term, provide the same kind of experience that you get on Twitter. If you've been there a long time, you'll have built up all sorts of communities. I know people who talk about technology, who talk about politics, who talk about sourdough baking, one of my interests, who talk about Brentford Football Club. Reproducing all those different networks in another place is really hard. And that's what makes networks like this sticky for quite a long time. It's quite difficult to basically destroy what you've put together all that time. Making it profitable, though, is a different challenge.
And given the walkouts that we've seen, the fact that lots of staff are now locked out, the job cuts that we've already heard about, are there enough people there at Twitter HQ to keep it going and to make sure that those important roles, such as trying to block some of the most harmful and objectionable content, are there?
Well, I think that's the big question, and I don't think Twitter will just suddenly disappear. I think the real danger is of a slow decline, that it becomes like a kind of a poorly maintained building where the rubbish piles up, the wind whistles through, shattered windows, the lifts stop working, and the biggest danger that it's insecure. So the teams that guard against hacking attacks and so on, the teams that try, not always successfully, to stamp down on abuse and the use of bots and so on, they will be melting away, and Twitter's defenses will be a lot weaker.